was expecting it to go. It went against what I was planning. One of the better bowling throws we've ever had. Have a left foot. Have a left foot.
Well, good evening and welcome to Sydney Parade. It's Thursday. The weekend gets ever closer. And our first preparation for that weekend tonight, we see the women's firsts of Pembroke taking on the women's first of YMCA. That's YWCA, I suppose, technically. We have official umpires, we have a groundsman, we have a Pembroke team that are off to the right of your screen in a huddle at the moment.
I want the umpire to move so I can see the stumps.
Well, you can't quite see the stumps behind the umpire, but you're pretty straight there, Niall. Nice haircut, Molly. Yeah, I've only noticed now. Well, coach of the first, Molly, sporting what he says is an old haircut. First training on tonight here, as well as this game. And I'm sure tag rugby will be down later. Pembroke now taking to the field. Well, it's a side of youth and experience for Pembroke today. I see one Kathy Murphy there. Today we'll be counting the number of times Kathy falls over. Those of you who saw the highlights reel of last year's season shown at the awards night, Kathy has a propensity to hit the ground. Well, it looks like we're ready to start. Sarah Forbes opening the bowl, batting for YMCA. Great to see live scoring back up for these broadcasts. Provides us with much information. But most of all, many thanks to the three of you who have tuned in at this stage. Geographical spread is unknown, but I'm sure somebody is tuned in outside the pale. Well, the umpire's now signalling to the scorer. Thumbs up. Takes his spot. And here is the first delivery of this Premier League game. It's short and it's outside the off stump and it's a wide delivery. Hey, Nick. Good. Again, you can hear the dulcet tones of one Kathy Murphy. Encouraging her teammates. Oh, this one goes off the edge, past what would have gone straight to first slip. But on this occasion, it runs down to the boundary as there isn't a first slip in place. And that takes the score immediately up to 5. Unravel that one. So, 4 off the bat and 1 wide, 5 already off this first over. Eveningdale. And that one's hit her on the pads, pretty much in front, but the umpire having nothing to do with that one. Oh, we have replays today. Well, possibly umpire's call going down the leg side. But we're off to a fly-up. Boundaries, appeals, runs, wides. And this is just the first over. Well, we can't tell how wide that was, but it was wide enough for the umpire. He signalled wide.
I'm not replaying it just to see how wide it was.
Oh, no, don't expect you to. So 2 wides, a boundary and a dot ball. Well, 2 legitimate deliveries so far. YM already on 6. That one's played out. Kathy Murphy goes to ground, but on this occasion, unsuccessfully. Being chased down. Well, super piece of fielding. Kathy Murphy making herself available for the relay, unrequired. All runs onto the board, and that brings Woods to the crease. Okay. Shan Woods now down at the SMC end, facing Hannah Little. Oh, well, she's getting them all in here today. This one a no ball. Probably for the front foot. Well, as we described the scene to you, plenty of clouds around, but that's a good thing. It's a bad thing when it's only one cloud covering the whole ground. You see the umpire there waving at the clouds.
To go around us.
That signal, of course, not trying to tell the clouds to go round us, but rather that this is a free hit. And it's a free hit that's gone for a boundary. She makes the most out of that. Loosened down the leg side, and that's going to run away for 4 runs. Score's moved on to 14, and we've had just the 4 legitimate balls so far. YM currently scoring at 21 and over. And Hannah Little yet to find her groove. Yeah, slightly overcast, but bright to the west. This one's down the offside. Another dot ball. That's much better from Little. She'll be far happier with that. Both sides seem to be shorn of their internationals today. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We finally complete the first over. The umpires go for a little conference. 14 on the board. Well, she ended with 2 dot balls, much better. Great to see that one of our viewers this evening, one Edward Dwyer, proprietor, owner, worker at Ed Sports down in Pembroke Wanderers hockey ground. He'll be down there for, well, not too much longer. I'm sure he's shutting up shop now.
Oh.
Ciao Bella, Mr. Mooney. Graham Mooney currently holidaying in Italy. He's tuned in to watch this one. I bet you he's wishing he was sat here next to me. Although perhaps with the glass of red wine in his hands and perhaps with the sunshine that he's enjoying in Italy. He's left Florence now. Well, Anna Beale opening the bowling from the SMC end. Anna Beale, captain of the seconds, but in the absence of Pembroke's Irish players, she finds herself opening the bowling from the SMC end. SMC and Ed Sports, well, they've been solid supporters of this club now for many years. This one, oh, goes through, beats the keeper. It was on the full, big swing, just came off the edge of the bat. And that one just ran away a bit. Good to see David Penny here this evening. David over from Iceland for his traditional visit. Oh, this one's full again, and this time it's powered away over the fielder, Kathy Murphy, and it's running away to the boundary, and nothing's going to stop that. And YM are looking to put on a big total here. Forbes and Woods. Annabelle just needs to pull a length back a bit there. Not too much of a breeze tonight. It's actually a very pleasant evening if you want to come down. If you're in the vicinity, there are a few locals who have brought themselves in. This one, another one too full, but this time it goes out to Claire Shillington on the offside, and it's a dot ball. This one played away on the leg side to the fielder at square leg. Goes for the throw at the bowler's end and wasn't very far off. Fine piece of fielding that, and well backed up. And a run onto the total. That's moved on to 21 now. This one goes down the leg side, is signalled wide. As one of the rush hour homeward bound darts heads off towards Bray and Black Rock. We should just turn down the ground microphones a tad for you. Not because of the dart line, but more because of the fielder directly in front. That one's a lovely shot, but it's a dot ball as Claire Shillington shepherds it back to the keeper. Well, 8 runs from that over, 14 from the first. You have to look around the Pembroke side and see what the bowling options are tonight and see what the captain's going to do. See Sharon Lewis in a very bright yellow today. Let's hope she gets the sunshine she's dressed for. And I see HBV Studios boss, a heat detector. He's sitting down on the wall under the traditional wide-brimmed hat. And then there's a couple of people up near the bar. Well, it is Thursday. Oh, well, that's a much better delivery from Hannah Little. Just causing a bit of difficulty for the bat. YMCA won the toss. Yep, we'll believe that. Well, this one comes off the pad and evades the wicketkeeper's grasp. It's running away down fine leg. It's being well chased down. Pulled up just inside the boundary. Keeps it to a single. can always sit here, Johnny, if you want. You don't have to commentate. It's just a seat. This isn't on. We can turn it on if you want. Well, I don't know. What do you call the lead fox in a pack of foxes? The alpha male. If that's the case, Johnny Bell is the alpha of the silver foxes. It's another one just going past the edge of the bat, this time through to the keeper. Well, 3 balls delivered, just the 2 leg byes from them so far. Well, there's a few strangled appeals as it runs onto the pad, but one feels that there definitely wasn't a proper appeal because there wasn't a proper wicket. Just off your screen, Kathy Murphy ready to pouch. Short mid-wicket. This one is wide outside the off stump. Another one onto the total. Well, at this rate, YM are going to put together a very large total. Sun not quite breaking through. Different levels of cloud out there today. There you see, just on the right of your screen, Kathy Murphy stalking her prey. Another one outside the off stump. This one runs away from the keeper. They've gone for the run. The non-striker went for one there. Extreme backing up, but was sent back and had plenty of time to get there.
Very good, HG.
Much better from Hannah Little, enticing the shot. Goes past the outside edge. That's the end of 3 overs now. The score has moved on to 25 for no loss. Well, YMCA will certainly be the happier of the 2 teams at the moment. They've done very well now. They have been helped, of course, by the number of extras. And there is the YMCA lineup. Forbes and Woods, they're the openers, and they've scored 17, but you'll see already 8 extras in just the 3 overs bowled so far. And now Anna Beale to continue from the SMC end. That's a much better delivery than any she bowled in the first over. You can tell from the bounce in her step that she's very happy with that. If she can keep that going, it'll be a lot better. It's in the air, but no fielder close enough to take the catch. Bit of a leading edge. Well, Anna Beale comes in. Very distinctive action. Another one that jots forward of the fielder. Very nickel, does the fielding. Yeah, Anna Beale's action, it's all side on. The arm comes over. It's the sort of flexibility somebody young has. I'm not sure I could bowl with that action. But not only does she bowl with it, she's incredibly effective with it as well. If you watch as she bowls, her bowling hand comes right over the top of her head, and that allows her just to angle the ball into the right-hander. And she does pick up a huge amount of wickets each season. Another one. Right up there in the block hole, causing problems for Forbes. Bringing the fielder in now from third, and the fielder at extra cover, Zoe Bell. She goes out to the boundary, and Anna Beale pops it onto the leg side, and that's going to run away to the boundary. Another 4-1s for YMCA. That will take them on 30. It ends Anna Beale's over. She's now gone for 13 from her 2 overs. And YMCA off to a very strong start. Well, it looks like for a change over the last couple of weeks, the weather is actually starting to cooperate today. As everybody touches wood. Well, Hannah Little, she's going for a 3rd over now. 15 from hers so far. Nicely played away on the offside, out to the point fielder. Eamon Mullin there, doing the fielding. Nice shot from Woods, though. Over the last few years, we've seen a fair bit of Woods and Forbes. And they're just getting better and better into provincial level. And then hoping to push into the international panel. This one's outside off, and it's signalled as a wide by the umpire. Extras heading upwards. Good news is that Extras isn't the top scorer yet. Well, on Saturday, there are 2 games clear at the top, which they'll certainly be looking for. Very much cement their place at the top of that league. Given, well, the umpire really didn't have much choice there other than to give it out absolutely straight. You'll see from the replay when Noel brings it up for you now. Well, it was straight ball from Hannah Little. There haven't been too many of those. It's just tailed in. Well, it's hit her in line on the back foot, and that's in front of middle and middle. But still nice to see the umpire taking his time, considering the decision, and then gave it out. And the first wicket falls, 31 on the board. The noise as I try and get myself organised on the desk. Late arrival today. Busy day in the family courts. Well, Robin Lewis starts with a wide. Gives her a gentle introduction to the game. Coming in at number 3 today. Just lets that one run off the edge of the bat, down through the vacant slip area, down towards 3rd, where Anna Beale does the fielding. Another single onto the total. And Robin Lewis off the mark from her first ball. As always, feel free to get in touch. It's less the microphone cutting out and more the fact that my mouth keeps moving away from it. Who else has commented?
Marisa saying ciao.
Marisa saying ciao to Graham in Italy. I will also accept WhatsApp messages. Well, that's the end of 4 overs. The score has moved on to 33 for 1. That's 5 overs gone, actually. Two, three. Change of bowling now. Last over at the power play. Very nickel coming on at the SMC end. And Very starts with a wide. Another one down the leg side, another wide. She'll need to sort this line out. Well, plenty of extras so far. Well, the score is a bit slow in signalling back to the umpire. He kept his arms out there until they did acknowledge it. Well, it made him look. Well, played away nicely on the offside. They took straight to the fielder, Zoe Bell. But she does the fielding, keeps it to a single. Josh! 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 Hello, Josh! Hello! Hello! No, I managed to get through without catching any wires. Hello. Come on, Bart. Oh. Josh Garth, the four-legged Garth, on the ground. Oh, that one's just short and it's pumped away over square leg, over the fielder. It's surely going to reach the boundary, is it? No, pulled up just in front. Hannah Little doing a fine bit of fielding there. And Emma Mullin doing a fine bit of backing up. Well, the score still trotting along at a nice old rate. Hello, mate. Hello. Come on, Dad. Oh, good boy. Wait until he sees Amanda. She's up there with Heatley. Well, 6 from the over so far. Super fielding again. Hannah Little, big arm down there at square leg. Another one that's on the full. Well, Robin Lewis isn't going to miss out on an opportunity like that. Pumps it out towards Cow Corner. And it goes for the boundary. Another 4 onto the score. Takes the score onto 45. And Robin Lewis now. Well, she's on 9 off just 5 deliveries. And that's the end of the over. And that's the end of the power play. 45 for 1 then, YMCA, at the end of 6 overs. And my goodness, I'm only going to whisper it, but do you know what? I can see shadows on the pitch. Shadows on the pitch generally means the sun is shining. After a great month of June, hottest on record. And let me just say, the meteorological records go back a bit further than cricket Leinster's records. And that was a glorious weather for cricket. Since then, we've been inundated with showers and thunderstorms, downpours. Well, Forbes playing at one outside the off stump, not getting across to it, just playing it with a straight bat. Yeah, the weather being a bit variable recently. The first 11, of course, up in Warringstown. Well, they looked in a very good position until the rain came down, changed everything, changed the game, changed the result, in my opinion. Well, loads of appeals, loads of disbelief in the field, umpire unmoved, Forbes just staying where she was, so no catch, no wicket, but also from a Pembroke point of view, no runs. Robin Lewis now just taking the opportunity to go down the track and just have a quick word. That's a beautiful delivery, how that didn't take either the edge of the bat or even the edge of the stump. Just did too much this time. This is Hannah Little's last over. Her 4th. One wicket to her name so far. That 1 wicket to fall of Shan Woods. This has been a solid opening start by YMCA. Well, this one's sliding down the offside, another wide. A number of extras. Well, it's got to be in double figures now.
Yeah. How did it move? Because that's not how it started.
And it hasn't been moved.
And it's strapped in. It has been.
I just don't think he strapped it in properly. Nice delivery right in the stumps, and Forbes does very well just to keep that out. She's on 18 off 23 now, going along at a good old rate, but also going along at a rate that allows her to be cautious when she wants to be. Nicely, Forbes just running that one down to 3rd. Anna Beale will come in and pick it up and return it to the keeper. As YMCA close in on a half century of runs. In this, the 7th over. Going along at a good rate. Perhaps not quite the 14 and over we had after 1. Oh, I say that and the curse works. Right, I'll be back in just a minute. I'll leave you with the peaceful sounds of a game of cricket. As the umpire calls over. back in and over. Well, thank you very much for your indulgence. As you can see, there's been a change of bowling now at the St John's end, the Ed Sports end. 58 for 1 now as Kimlee McDonald takes her first wicket. Nice catch. Fine catch by Zoe Bell. And that's another wicket down. The second wicket falls. The score on 58. That's a partnership of 27. And that's Lewis who departs. Lewis, big bat for YMCA, especially missing their internationals.
Capturing the replay from the world.
8 overs gone now. Yeah, we won a second. 58 for 1, and the over before. Well, two wickets down now, but 58 on the board in this, the 9th over. And you see it here. Well, she got slightly underneath it, lifted it, and Zoe Bell, safe pair of hands, takes the catch. Kimlee with a wicket to her name, striving for a bit more pace, and this one goes wide. Pembroke slowly but surely dragging themselves back into this game. It's great that you've got the monitors inside as well, because you can actually see what's happening. Well bowled by Kimlee. As we get closer and closer to halfway through this first innings, it's Alice Tector now who's joined Sarah Forbes in the middle. Sarah Forbes now 26. Another one just outside the off stump, encouraging Tector to go across to it. But it was past the edge before the bat got there. It's a lovely delivery, just trailing in towards the stumps, starting outside off, coming back, just met by a solid bat by Tector. That's the end of the over. 9 gone now, 59 for 2. Well, he might not be the white ball captain anymore, but Andy Bell-Burney and Kate coming onto the ground. Andy will be keen to lead the Irish side again in a test match, the ultimate test. Change of bowling now. Zoe Bell comes on at the SMC end. Single taken off their first. Forbes moving on to 27. Tector now facing. Zoe, who's developed into a very nice off spinner. Plenty of practice bowling at her brothers. I would say bowling at a dad, but this one just pulled away to Kathy Murphy. Well tossed up, just played out in the offside. Pembroke really are starting to drag this back. As I say, it was 14 and over after 1, over 10 and over still after 2, over 8 and over after 3, and Pembroke now getting it back to a runner ball. Nice bit of fielding off the mat. Always difficult when it's changing surfaces. Shawnee, you almost look ready to play again. Good, I hope so too. Played one just back past the bowler. They take the single, but this is a very tidy over from Bell. Doing very nicely here. This one goes down the leg side, signal to wide, gets past the wicket keeper, so they'll get 2 onto the total. And Zoe will bowl that one again. But this time it will be to Alice Tector. Alice just the 1 run, which she got at the start of this over, running it down to 3rd. Will she look to do the same again? Oh, it's gone round to the leg side again. Were you crushing them between your fingers? It's the only way you can get a decent amount. Well, that's the end of the over. 63 for 2 on the board. Very evenly balanced game now. Did he spot you? Before you spotted him? Or did you call him? Sorry, my apologies. It's 64 for 2. Just while we're doing that, we'll just have an almost fleeting glance as Kimberly McDonald prepares. And there's the card so far. Sarah Forbes, 27. Woods departed for 5. Lewis for 12. And now Alice Tector not out 2. Kimberly McDonald, another one across the edge of the held bat through to the keeper. This one played with the bat away from the body, relying on eye-hand coordination. Well, she has plenty of that as well. Well, how did that miss anything? Three dot balls at the start of this over. Yes, our next broadcast after tonight will be the first 11 on Saturday. They're playing civil service in the championship. Nice bowling again by Kim Lee. She seems to be the first bowler that has really found her groove. She has 3 for 1 from 9 deliveries. Played away on the offside towards point, and Emma Mullin chases after it, but there's no need to because H.E. Little comes in from the boundary, picks it up, keeps it to a single. Well, YMCA certainly have plenty of wickets in hand. 8 wickets in hand as we go into the second half of the innings. Oh, a lovely delivery. Takes the edge of the bat, but no slip in place. Means they're going to pick up a couple of runs instead. Anna Beale does the fielding down there. And that dog does not want to go. The umpire calls over. Score moves on to 67 for 2 after 11. And we'll just have a quick look at the bowling figures. Well, let's see. Oh, yes, they are. That's my mistake, but at least it gives you an idea of the lineup, and now we know that Isabel Jennings is the wicketkeeper tonight. So there are the bowling figures so far. Hannah Little first to break through. Well, 1 for 21 from her 4, and after her first over went for 14. Well, she'll be pleased that she managed to pull that back, bowling 3 more overs for just 7 runs. Annabelle's 2 overs. Well, very nickel. Well, that was quite an expensive over, but they'll go back to her later on. Zoe Bell now has bowled 2 overs for 13, and they're making a change at that end and bringing on Lainey Martin. Plenty of time. Alice Tector then to face Lainey Martin. Well, she starts off as most of the Pembroke bowlers have today with a wide. Kim Lee, very well bowled. I can shout that from here because she's fielding down at 3rd, just in front of our microphones. Hamish and Dougal. Well, a new record as 11 of you are tuned in now for this Premier League game between YMCA and Pembroke. Oh, that's very short, and it's played away down to 3rd. Nice shot from Tector to a ball that was there just to be played away, and they pick up 2 for that. Tector moves on to 5, and the score moves on to 69. Good evening, James. Of course, Pembroke will be looking to restrict YM. Well, what would be a good total? And what would be a good total for YM? Well, YM will be looking for the usual 120 from 120 balls, although I suspect Pembroke will bowl more than 120 tonight. This one played away nicely by Tector. Good call of no, straight to the fielder. Zoe Bell does the fielding. Temperature has dropped a little bit. It's not exactly on the warm side. I brought my coat tonight. I brought your coat tonight. This one full and on the offside. Gets past a diving Emma Mullin and also past a diving Kim Lee McDonald. And it goes away for the first boundary we've seen on the offside, certainly for quite a while. Nice 4, just picked the spot beautifully. Score moves on to 73 for 2. Well, it was good effort in the field from Pembroke, but it was just threaded through the eye of a needle and found the boundary. Again, played away on the offside. This time, it's picked up in the ring. Anna Beale gets it back to the keeper, but can't stop the single. Score goes on 74. And 1 ball remaining in this, the 12th over. Getting great encouragement from her teammates, especially from Kathy Murphy. She's just out a shot. And she's upright. Short, and that is just encouragement And Forbes gets onto that very quickly, pulls it out to cow corner. That's where most of the falls have been, down the leg side. But that's a beautiful shot. Picked it up on the length, pumped it out to the boundary. Well, they ran, but there wasn't really any need to. The score now moves on to 74 for 2. This is proving to be quite good, and that is the over. 78 for 2. An expensive over for Lainey Martin's first. But then again, apart from Kim Lee McDonald, all of the bowlers have had, shall we say, difficult first overs. Just off the face of the bat and runs away beautifully past the first dive. And then Kim Lee, well, she was doing her best to get there, went for the dive, and just out of her grasp as it runs over the rope for 4 more onto the YMCA total. So 78 for 2 after 12. Those mathematicians amongst you will know exactly that that's 6.5 and over. He obviously was listening. Well, this one just played out in the offside. Took it on the full. Might have been better off just waiting a second and taking it on the half volley or on the volley. Anna Beale it is now from the Edge Sports end. This one out to Kathy Murphy. Picks it up, throws at the stumps. Luckily the backing up from Lainey Martin is there. Big blow, but it's in the air, and it doesn't. Yes, it does. What a super catch. She had to make the distance. She didn't look like she was going to get there, but her hands took it at about waist level, and that's the 3rd wicket falls with the score on 79. And Anna Beale picks up her first wicket, and that will make her feel a lot better. Alice Textor departs after a partnership of 21 with Forbes, and Forbes is the one consistent here in the YMCA batting order so far. She's managed to stay there since the opening, and you can see she really went for that and just got underneath it and sliced it and then turned and headed off. What a super catch. Just out of shot on that one, but this will get it perfectly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yards she had to make, or 7 paces anyway. And that's the 3rd wicket down with the score on 79. Well, each time YMCA start to put together a partnership, Pembroke managed to break through. So far, partnerships of 31, 27 and 21. So YMCA will be with the consistency, be pleased with the consistency of their batsmen, of their stands, their partnerships. As McAvoy is the next bat. Kate McAvoy is the new bat. Oh, it's actually Forbes that was out. My apologies to Protector. She's still there on 11. Nicely played out in the offside. But again, Lainey Martin keeps it down to just a dot ball. That's the end of another over. And that's the best over Anna Beale's had so far. 1 for 14 from her 3 overs. Just 1 run coming from that over where she took the wicket. And the score now 79 for 3. Yeah, absolutely super catch. Well, Laney Martin to continue from the SMC end. They're on the north side, they're north side clouds. This one, a wide down the offside. It didn't stop Tector waving a bat at it. Nicely bowled, nicely kept out. Good cricket all round. Even nice fielding. Annabelle shrugging her shoulders as she gets back up and throws it at the bowler's feet. 80 on the board now. Oh, this one's a full toss. It's played away. The umpire's going to signal that as a no ball, I think. Nobody backing up. Sloppy bit of play there by Pembroke. Well, sloppy all round, really. No ball signalled. There will be a free hit now. Insult to injury, really. Not backing up, letting them get through for another. 3 no balls and a free hit. What is Tector going to do with this? Comes down the track, plays it nicely onto the offside, and they'll get through for just a single. Unless there's more. Well, this time, Kathy Murphy does the backing up, preventing any more overthrows. And I see on the ground the Robinson clan. Well, she tried to pump that one away down to Cal, and it wasn't there. McAvoy still yet to get off the mark. She thought that was the delivery to do it. Well, YMCA do have 7 wickets in hand. There's plenty of time for them as they look for that total of 120 plus. Oh, it's a full toss. It's in the air. Anna Bill gets underneath it and takes the catch, but it's a no ball. Well, you can tell that these weren't the umpires on duty in Warringstown. What? Oh, it was, yeah. No, so that catch scrapped from the book. Played away on the offside through the field, but Zoe Bell is there, patrolling. She's very quickly made that spot on the fence her own. No, that was definitely above waist height. McAvoy could only slice it. Anna Bill took a nice catch, well above her head. That's better from Martin. Good length. 1 ball remaining in this, the 14th over. Well, she gave herself plenty of room. You can see that there. Look how much room she gave herself. She ended up on the outside line. But with 14 overs gone now, 87 for 3. What?
James saying, super stuff that. About what? When? Who knows?
Well, very nickel it is. He's going to come on and bowl. And there's the YMCA card as it stands at the moment. just briefly. There are the bowling figures to date. Very Nickel, having gone for 12 runs in a first over now, comes back on at the Ed Sports end. Well, that's better. Inside the blue line, through to the keeper. She gets a dot ball out of it. It's good to see umpires who know how high the ball has to be for it to be a no ball. Nicely played. Nice straight bat from Alice Tector. Recognises now that, well, she's on 15 from 26. But she just doesn't want to throw away a wicket here now. Not when there's still 5.5 overs to go. She wants to make hay while the sun doesn't shine. Bit short, played away nicely on the offside. Well fielded. Oh, nearly. Direct hit would have had her in big trouble. Kathy Murphy's footballing skills led her down slightly there. But the good news is she remained upright. Well, a direct hit there would have been very interesting. The bats weren't entirely convincing in taking the single. This one a bit fuller. Well, when I say a bit fuller, it was a full toss, but it's just played out, and Kinley McDonald does the fielding. This one carved away down the offside by McAvoy, using a power, puts it out to Hannah Little on the boundary, gets her single, gets down to the non-striker then. She moves on to 2 from 9 deliveries now. Field pretty well spread by Pembroke. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the offside. Ring of 3 on the inside, a third man, and Hannah Little there on the boundary. Well, it hits a flush on the foot, but all the appeals come from square of the wicket. Anybody who was in line with the wickets or even close to it decided that wasn't worth appealing for. Very Nickel now, 14 from 2 overs. Well, she went for 12 in a first, so that's a much better over. Obviously happier bowling from the Ed Sports end. Generally favoured by bowlers, except spinners who like the big boundary of the Wheelfield Road gate. Club captain Theo Lawson in the nets at the moment. So now, Shukla coming on for her first over. It's the 16th, 15 gone now. This one is underneath it, and oh, it just beats the fielder. Came sliding in to take the catch to Shillington. Unfortunately, didn't make it on this occasion. Oh, another one that's full. Completely missed by McAvoy, and she's fortunate that that didn't crash into the stumps. Schiller's attempt, well, she made a bit of ground and then just couldn't get her hands down to it. This one played out on the leg side, but again, Shillington and Murphy there, providing a bit of a shield on the leg side. Experience. Well, she did well to get that one out as well, McAvoy. Much better ball. A lot of black-haired goals today. Full toss, and that's played away on the leg side, and nothing's going to stop that except a passing dart. Well, first run's conceded. By Schüttler. She'll know not to bowl another full toss there to Kate McAvoy. So instead she puts it outside on the off, and it runs down here as a third. Kim Lee McDonald does well, does McAvoy. Took on the arm for the second, made it safely. And YMCA now closing in on that first century. And that's the end of the over. 16 gone. 95 for 3. And although Pembroke aren't taking a huge amount of wickets, they really have pulled back the scoring rate. Just under 6.
Said the first one, it's going to be some hitting if there's a second one.
Very nickel now. This one down the leg side, and it's just guided round the corner by Alice Tector. They'll just get a single. Well, it's quite cool down here this evening. That doesn't stop the cricket. Only the rain does that. Well, gave herself space. Big swing of the bat from McAvoy. That's what she's looking to do now as we head into the last 4 overs. Seven bowlers used by Pembroke so far. Well, that's played through the gap in the ring. Laney Martin having an effort. Hannah Little doing the clearing up. McAvoy on strike now. That one's short, carves underneath it. It runs down towards third, and they go for the second again, and that's good running again. Safely home, despite the best efforts of Isabel Jennings. And that is 100 up for YMCA in this, the 17th over. Pembroke really have done well to peg them back. They've slowed down the rate with those couple of wickets, 3 wickets down. Still have to be careful. McAvoy, well, she possesses a big bat. And that's the end of the over. And it's 101 for 3. Well, the 7th bowler used today, and so far just going for a runner ball. This one in the air, played up on the leg side. They'll go for the single. Of course, with just 3 overs left now. You can be sure that YMCA are going to take on every arm and every single and every two they can. And to her advantage, Shukla takes her first wicket with the score on 101. McAvoy looking to go big with the bat. Another stand of 21. And that 4 wickets down now. Good work from Pembroke. Trying to use the big bat, and it didn't work for her. Well, Shoot it is, who comes in now. Merriam playing Leinster today in the other game. Laura Chute comes in to face Van Hicker. I'm going to have to ask her how she pronounces her name and practice a lot. But she's picked up her first wicket, 1 for 7 now off 9 deliveries. Laura Chute, well, she's come in at number 6, and she's just got 2.5 overs to go. Swipes that one out. Hannah Little it will be, who picks it up on the boundary, keeps it to a single. Score moves on to 102 for 4. Few people down now. Ground getting well used during the week these days. Tag rugby on. Firsts are still netting. Another dot ball. These dot balls good for Pembroke. 18 overs gone. 102 for 4. Just the 1 run coming from the 18th over. Well, YMCA have been steady in their partnerships. 31, 27, 21, 21. But they have scored at a decent rate. Crick Clubs tells me it's 5.87. I don't want anybody thinking my maths is that good and that quick, because it ain't. Laura Chute now will be facing the bowling of Anna Beale. Well, starts with a wide down the leg side. We'll just wait for the live scoring to catch up with reality. I can tell you that this is Anna Beale. That is a single for Laura Chute. And it's 1 onto the total. Scorers have this down as Very Nickel that's bowling. We have the added advantage of close-ups. This one in on the stumps. She's still getting that movement in. Just a single. Pembroke don't seem to mind that too much. And the scorers have realised their error. And now back up to date. Shoot again. Zoe Bell does the fielding. Back to the bowler, another single. Vanshika Shukla. Well, Anna Beale, she's the one who's actually bowling from the Ed Sports end now. Another single. Well, she started with a wide, but since then it's just been 4 singles in a row. And another one, played off the edge of the bat, down towards the pavilion. Will they look for 2? Not on this occasion. That arm is just a little bit too good for that. However, the score has moved on to 108. And Anna Beale now to finish out her spell for the night. Should be hoping her batting isn't required. Bat's left-handed, bowls right-handed. Played through the gap on the offside. Hannah Little will field it. And it will just be a single. And the score moves on to 109 for 4 from 19. Yes. And now to finish out the final over, we'll say it loudly so the scorers can hear. Zoe Bell. Oh, they're ahead of us. We apologise to the scorers and won't doubt them again. Zoe Bell. Well, 0 for 13, but she's already taken a nice catch. And now she'll be bowling to Alice Tector. Alice is getting close to Sarah Forbes' score, which must be the largest score so far. Although one feels that extras might be up there as well. Oh, that's Niall playing devil's advocate. No ball, free hit, bounced twice before the popping crease. Umpire checked with square leg. And they got the right decision. And this time, Zoe gives it plenty of air. And it's pucked out to square leg, where it'll be another no ball, another 2 onto the total. And Zoe just needs to find her length again. Isabel Jennings. It's amazing, we have 2 international keepers and neither one of them are here. One on duty and the other one injured. So Isabel Jennings stepping up this evening. That's much better from Bell. Should be far happier with that. Five to come. Oh, goes down the leg side and gets called a wide. She's very unfortunate there. It's in the air and it falls. Well, it would have been an easy catch for slip. Not that you see too many slips in the 20th over. Saving runs is what it's all about now. Her own harshest critic is Zoe Bell. But great to see her putting her hand up for the 20th over. Anna Beale with interesting fielding. That one in the air. And the catch is taken. Bell picks up a wicket. First wicket for Zoe. 19 runs conceded. And this her third over. Kimberly McDonald with a fine catch. High fives, low fives, they're all going on out there now. 115 for 4. Partnership of just 14, but at the back end of the innings, you know there's going to be a flurry of wickets, and you also hope they're going to see a flurry of runs at the same time. But great for Zoe, she picks up another wicket. And here's the replay again. You can see it just gets right underneath it. Oh no, that's the 4 first. Or the... Oh, it came off the leading edge. That's why it got the height and not the distance. And that's a safe pair of hands from Kinley. 4 wickets down. Niamh Lowry comes to the middle now. Just 2 balls remaining in this over. Just 2 balls remaining in this innings. And then you can take a well-deserved break, put the kettle on, and take 10 minutes, and then rejoin us for the second half. Or you can stay exactly where you are, keep working, and listen to us talk about the highlights and the cards. And the choice is yours, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that one's played out on the leg side. And she gets off the mark, does Lowry. 1 from 1, strike rate of 100. And Alice Tector now. Well, she's on 24. You know she'd love to finish on 30. But Zoe Bell would love to see her finish on 24. Comes down the track, plays it down, short third, picks it up. It will be a single. It will be the end of the innings. And YMCA would have got to 117 for 5. From their 20 overs. Well, that's good stuff from them. And they'll be quite happy with that, just losing the 5 wickets. As the murmur around the crowd is, it's actually quite dark out there at the moment. Might not be that easy to bat in. I don't know why cricket doesn't go the full hog and just get yellow, fluorescent yellow cricket balls. Works for Wimbledon. Why wouldn't it work for us? Well, the players will take a well-deserved break. I say well-deserved, I say break. I don't think either of those words actually apply. And they'll be back in 10 minutes. So while they're walking back in, applauding themselves for a job well done, which both sides will feel they've done, we'll take a look at the YMCA card for that first innings before Niall sneaks in his highlights. Well, Sarah Forbes was top scorer. She got 32 from 32, and herself and Shan Woods got those two and extras got YMCA off to a flying start. Robin Lewis came in, hit a couple of big balls before Zoe Bell got her off the bowling of Kimberly McDonald. Kate McAvoy, well, got 11. She was bowled going for 1 big shot too many. And Laura Chute, well, we've just seen that catch taken by Kimberly McDonald, returning the favour to Zoe Bell. Niamh Lowry, she came in, played her first ball up the field and got 1 for her 1 ball faced. And Alice Tector not out 25 from 40 deliveries. She'll be pleased. She provided a bit of a backbone to the YM innings. Sarah Forbes filled that role at the start, and Alice Tector saw them home. Sort of Michael Bevan sort of role. There were 25 extras in those 20 overs, and I have to say, after the first 2 overs, I thought that figure was going to be much higher. So well done to Pembroke for dragging it back, and YMCA end up with a total of 117 for 5. Now, in the slightly closer to video nasty point of view, well, Pembroke bowlers ended up pulling it back quite well. As I say, the first over went for 14, and Hannah Little only conceded 7 then from her next 3 overs, and she ended up with 1 for 21. Anna Bill also 1 for 21, got their entirely different route really, but ended up with the same figures. Very Nickel, well, she had a tough first over that went for 12, but her next two only went for 7. No wicketless, should be pleased with that outing. Zoe Bell, well, we saw her pick up a wicket in the last over, and she ended up with 1 for 21. What is it with 1 for 21? 3 of the bowlers, 1 for 21. Kimberly McDonald, well, she's the star of the bowling outfit today. How did she not bowl 4 overs? 1 for 5 from 2 overs. Great economy, wicket taking. And then the other half, her bestest friend, Lainey Martin, BFF. Well, her 2 overs went for 20, and then she was brought out of the attack. Vanshika Shula, well, bowled very well, 1 for 8. And certainly it shows that Pembroke have options in the bowling department now, using the 7 bowlers tonight. As I said, 25 extras. That plus those bowling figures also brought the total to 117 for 5. That's what it looks like when a book balances. Run rate of 5.85, and Pembroke will be looking for 118 in the second innings. I can now return you to the scoreboard, or to the bar, which has the end of the innings score, and allow Niall to do his thing. Well, I think that would have been umpire's call, but he got it right. This one, on the other hand, he got exactly right, and to the happiness of the Pembroke followers. Not too high, not too wide, just right. Well, Robin Lewis showed her potential, what she could do. But Pembroke were fortunate to get her out. That's a beautiful delivery. How do you play that? You know, that's a super shot. And on another day, somebody will come down the track and do that to it and belt it back over your head for 6. Anyway, super catch. Zoe Bell keeping her eye on the ball. And this is the shot of the day for me. Just the camera work. Superb, Niall. Brilliant. Well done. Anna Beale then. She induced the slice. Bat gave up on that, knowing it would be caught. She came in and got it. Making 7 or 8 yards to get there. And see how low her hands are when she actually takes the catch. Just at waist height. And the delight amongst her teammates, absolutely evident. Another one in the air, another one sliced up. And that was the no ball, but it's the catching style. That's the one Claire couldn't quite get to. And then, well, if they're not going to give catches, bowl them out. Lovely delivery, lovely length, maybe just an inside edge. And then this is Kim Lee returning the favour to Zoe Bell. Zoe having taken the catch for Kim Lee's wicket, and Kim Lee taking the catch for Zoe's wicket. There's lots of symmetry in this game today. 3 of the bowlers ended up with figures of 1 for 21.
JJ, that's out in the hills.
So those are the highlights. You can see the YM bowlers warming up now. So you'll excuse us if we take just a small break, and we'll join you again for the start of the second innings, when Pembroke will be looking for 118. From there, 20 overs in the cold, dark, dank, damp conditions in Pembroke. I do like using the word damp. The one I don't like is the M word.
Can't have that. Was it in the bushes?
He took it out of there. So
Oh, he dug it out of there.
yeah, he did.
Like Ireland, probably England, all out here. In Lord.
That was quite hard.
Good boy.
Well, welcome back. We're back for the second innings now. Pembroke will be sending out a couple to bat. They should be appearing on your screen any second. There they are. There, well, that's good news. YMCA, well, they're very thankful to the NCU today. A couple of the girls have come down with Leinster from the under-15s, I think it was, today up north. And they've come down and are turning out for YMCA tonight. Their registration, of course, rushed through by Cricket Leinster, by We'll see what a difference they make to the YM team tonight. Opening the batting, Pembroke. Well, Pembroke have gone for a huge amount of experience in Claire Shillington and Kathy Murphy. And it's Claire Shillington who's faced the first ball, which was bowled by Alice Tector. Well, they're off the mark. Pembroke, single for Claire Shillington, played out on the offside, just behind square. Well, Murphy gets her front foot forward, covers that one very well. Just squirts it out on the offside, well in control. Well, you can see the run rate now. Run rate required. Exactly 6 and over. Nice shot. Murphy looking to chase that one outside the off stump. Kathy and Murphy, of course, ex-Irish international. As is Claire Shillington. And one that I reckon will be a future international. Alice Tector doing the bowling. Two on the board now, one to each of them. I wonder how many times Claire Shillington has played that shot. They say to become a top-class sportsman, or top-class at anything, you need to spend 10,000 hours doing it. Well, firstly, I can assure you, Claire made that figure look quite puny. And secondly, she started with a huge amount of talent. Worked hard, and I think remains the record cap holder for Ireland. We had a little bit of water falling from the sky. I wouldn't have even called it rain earlier on, but it may just make the surface a little bit on the damp side. But we'll wait and see what happens in that regard. So Kate McAvoy it is, bowling from the Ed Sports end. Kathy Murphy again trying to play it down towards third, behind point. See no reason why Ed Sports shouldn't take over the St John's end. Another staunch supporter of the club over the years. A few years since he made an appearance. I'm surprised he hasn't turned out for the Silver Foxes. And this time Murphy gets the ball to run off the edge of the bat. Just takes the single, thinks about the second. Reads the game very well, does Kathy. Always looks for the additional runs, always wide awake. Shillington plays the same similar shot, goes down to third again, and on this occasion they decide there is no second. It's a steady start from Pembroke, this. And again played behind square on the offside. Third again. But this time on the difference being the amount of distance she had to run. And that allows Pembroke to get through for a second. Kathy Murphy taking a few gulps of oxygen. Well, perhaps one for the square leg boundary, but Murphy trying to give herself some space and ended up just getting herself in a tangle. Bowling just a little bit too tight for her there. This one goes down the leg side. Umpire comes wide to signal wide. I would like to see Kathy Murphy trying to get onto the front foot. Thinks of the quick single, decides against it. That's the end of the second over. The score has moved on to 7. 5 of them coming from that over. Quick discussion between the two bats. They must be happy with the way things are going so far. No wickets down. And it'll be Alice Tector to bowl her second. Shillington plays it out the offside, takes on the fielder, does Murphy. Direct hit again, might have had her in trouble. But they get home. Alice Tector now. A very smooth run up. Oh, confusion there. Shillington looking for the quick single. Throw went to the wrong end. She must have run, I don't know, 38 yards there. 19 this way, 19 back again. Discussion about what is a single and what isn't. This time cut away to third. The fielder is here for it. Super piece of fielding that. Murphy does what she wants. Gets off strike. Gets down the other end. Well fielded. That's not the sort of running you want to see, ideally. We'll file that one under not to be done again. Good ball from Tector. Shillington just keeps it out, plays it back to the bowler. Well, it really is overcast here now. YMCA with quite an attacking field. There's nobody on the boundary on either side. All the fielders are inside the ring except for third. Just played to the ring, and it sneaks past one fielder, lets them get through for the single. Well, you can see what YMCA are trying to do. They're trying to create some pressure here, get that run rate required well above 6, 7, maybe even 8. And Pembroke at the moment, well, they seem to be concerned with not losing wickets. So, Kate McAvoy to continue from the Ed Sports end. Ed Sports, for all your sporting needs, be they hockey or cricket. McAvoy into Shillington. Good length, forcing Shillington onto the back foot. Just plays it out in the offside. McAvoy on her way again. Let's play it away on the offside. They call for the single. It's going to be close. And Murphy gets there. Well backed up as well. And congratulations go to the fielder. Was wide awake. Kept them down to just that single. That's well kept out. Bat and pad together. Quite a cool evening this evening, unless you're one of the people running around the rugby field for tag rugby or bowling at Pooh Sharma in the nets. Well, indeed, running around this field as McAvoy comes into Murphy. Well, she's dropped that just at her feet and come through for the single. It was the good, quick, early call and the willingness of her partner to go without hesitation that allowed them to get through for a single for a ball that she must have hit, 3 yards? It's amazing, really, isn't it? You can hit it 50 yards out to the boundary and somebody picks it up and it's kept to a single. Or you can drop it at your feet and get down the other end quite safely as well. Shillington swinging this one round to the leg side. There is a fielder down there. It's Laura Chute, who's down by the pavilion. She saves the boundary. Shillington, for the first time, just playing that one nicely down to the leg side, clipping it away. Now for the last ball of McAvoy's second. And the end of the fourth. Again, Murphy playing it down to third. And after 4 overs, score 14 for the loss, no wickets. Well, Pembroke consistent anyway. They were 7 for 0 off 2, and double that, and they are 14 for 0 off 4. However, the difference that makes is that the run rate has gone up to 6.5, run rate required. Welcome back, Sammy. He's a lot bigger than the black-headed gulls, isn't he? But there's Sammy, the appearance for this evening. Sammy the seagull. He's become a regular. I didn't realise quite how territorial seagulls are until I met Sammy. Well, change of bowling now from the SMC end. Sarah Forbes comes on for her first over of the innings, her first over of the game. Now at the same stage, YMCA were about 30 for the loss of no wickets. So I'm sure if I did put up the worm at the end of the over, you'd see a massive gap. But it's not an insurmountable gap. And that's what Pembroke will be hoping, that they just go consistently about it. Well, there was some whispering about taking a run there. They chose not to in the end, and perhaps quite wisely. It's all right, you can go that way. You can go that way. You're grand. It's on the other camera. Another dot ball.
No, it's just using it for big shirts. It's their company logo on it.
So Forbes again from the SMC end to Murphy. She hits it out on the leg side. It gets past the first fielder's outstretched hand, and that will allow her to get through for the single. Another run for Pembroke. Another one off the runs required.
Oh yeah, that looked like it was fun.
Used to be a big sign there, didn't it?
Tossed up by Forbes this time. But a combination of fielders keeps it to a single. And Murphy again, well, she's realised that this is the fifth over. We're a quarter of the way through. Pembroke score of 16. Well, slightly behind par, I'd say, at this stage. Timing not quite there for Murphy at the moment. Full toss for her. And it didn't quite work out the way she wanted it to. So, after Forbes' first over, a quarter of the way through, the score is 16 for the loss of no wickets. Pembroke require another 102 at a rate of 6.8. Robin Lewis just setting a field. She's now coming on to bowl from the Ed Sports end. Robin Lewis now to bowl. That one goes wide down the offside. Shillington saw its line very early. And this time comes down the track, pushes it to 30-yard circle. Takes the single. And you get the feeling, just feeling in my water, that Kathy Murphy's going to want to take Robin Lewis on. She's going to want to come down the track. This time it's high enough. It's pushed out to the boundary. 3 balls remaining in the over.
Celebrating. That's not good, right?
Another full toss, and this time Shillington gets onto it. She's hit it a long way. Wow, she's almost taken out the spectators. Peter Schwamley, Heatley Tector, Johnny Garth, all having to make space as Claire Shillington hits the first 6 of the game and takes herself above a runner ball straight away. Super shot that, onto the full toss very quickly and gave it a good smack. Well, this one goes wide down the offside. And again, comes down the track this time, hits it to mid-off, where it's fielded. Just a single as 8 o'clock comes round. And given. Wicket falls. They've broken the partnership, 27 for 1. But a good partnership and a good start. But finally, Lewis takes the wicket. Well, this is Shillington 6, and what a 6 it is. She was onto it so quickly. I don't know why Kathy Murphy was running. Just to say hi, I think. Eager to congratulate her playing partner as the ball disappeared over the boundary. And then this one, Murphy misses it, is dead in front, and there's no reason not to give that out. And the first wicket falls with the score on 27. Pembroke still need 91 from 14 overs, 6.5 and over. And the new bat to the middle, Pembroke numbers 3, Zoe Bell.
Been home and away all morning. 2 different excuses. Been real busy. Hectic tomorrow night. Hey guys. Yeah, it's in like Is that where you're at?
So YMCA make the breakthrough at the end of the over. Sarah Forbes now to continue from the SMC end. And it looks to me like there could be a shower on its way, but then again, we've got the sun shining, so we may have rainbows. Pulled out to mid-wicket. Robin Lewis does the fielding out there, gets the ball in quite quickly and keeps it to a single. Bell off the mark. No, Bell now to face her first delivery. Bell getting a good straight bat onto that one, playing it out on the offside. Of course, it's always your first concern when you go out to bat, isn't it? Golden duck to be avoided. This time she steps out nicely, plays it out in the offside. Shillington very quick to call her through for the single. And that's Bell off the mark. And Pembroke move on to 29 for 1. Beautifully cut away by Shillington. Still has all the shots. Oh, it's gone past the fielder. They'll look for the second as a result of that misfield. And that's well run by these two. You're okay. Shillington down the track, plays it out to mid-on. Laura Chute does the fielding. Another single. This one quite short, played in the air, but it just rolls out to mid-on. Another single. Another over. Sarah Forbes bowling very well from that SMC end. 33 for 1 then. Well, Pembroke keeping that required run rate at about 6.5. Took 6 off that previous over from Sarah Forbes. Now Robin Lewis. Well, she put a couple very wide down the offside, and one was pucked for 6, but she also took a wicket.
We'll do meeting time and all that shortly. Somebody will let you know.
Well, that's another full ball, and this time it's dispatched square on the leg side, but there is a fielder there. It will just be a single. And the umpire deciding that that one would have dropped. Four bowlers used by YMCA so far. Well, yeah. Well, I've lost count how many runs they've got there now. Is that 3?
I don't know.
No, yeah, no, I wasn't watching the screen. I was watching the ball. And I turned around and they both seemed to have stopped and started again.
Yeah, I thought they were running back to the end they'd come from.
This one wide on the offside. Signalled as such. Emphatically. Did he just signal free hit? Well, that's back down the ground. Nicely hit. And safely home, just. Another 2. Oh, it's actually not Zoe, it's Isabel Jennings. I'm going back over this recording to make sure it did say Zoe Bell at the start. But Isabel Jennings. It is. And these two, well, they've upped the rate a bit. And those runs required now down below 80. Nicely played on the offside. It beats the fielder on the ring. There is a fielder down at long off. Look at the amount of midges out there at the moment. I don't know if they appear on your screen, but they certainly appear in real life. Let's just play back to the bowler. And that ends the over. Oh, this will end the over. $40 for 1 then. After 8 at the same stage, YMCA were 56 for 1. So slightly ahead on the runs front. Dead level on the wickets front. In fact, now I've got a close-up of you. You can see it's Isabel. Good night, Pooh. So what? Just 3 more training sessions before the weekend? Just 3 more training sessions before the weekend? Just 3? I saw you bowling on Wednesday. Ah. See you on Saturday, sir. Are you playing Saturday? Excellent. Pushama. Living proof that hard work gets you far in this game. 2 years ago when he joined us, was playing with the 4s. Put the work in, and now playing on the first. Wide ball, sneaking down the leg side. Isabel Jennings doing her best to get some bat on it. Might have been one to sweep, perhaps. Forbes it is into a 3rd over now. Well, once the fielder couldn't gather it cleanly, Isabel Jennings very quick to call Claire Shillington through for the single. Quicker ball from Forbes. Cut away. The fielder is there. There'll be no 2 there despite the calls of the bats. Played nicely away on the offside. Nice fielding, but nice covering as well. Good to see people working together. Teamwork. Covering each other. And that just brings Isabel Jennings on, Claire Shillington on strike. 21 off 21 now. She's decided the time has come. She's played herself in now. Calls Jennings back for the 2nd, and she'll get there safely. 2 more onto the total, 2 more for Claire Shillington. Full toss, and this time Shillington is onto that quickly again. Runs away to the boundary. A lot of height on it, cleared the ring. Knew it was safe to do so. And once she cleared the ring, it could run away for 4. Brings up the 50 for Pembroke. In this, the 9th over. And it brings Claire Shillington now onto 27 from 23. And you can see she was on 21 from 21. But she seems to have pressed the accelerator. She comes forward to it. Well, the fielder gave up on that very early on. Thought there was a catch when it came off the bat, but realised then that the trajectory was clearing her, and it ran away to the Pembroke bench, full of applause. Claire Shillington looking for a quick drink now. And who can blame her? She's been out there now for nearly 9 overs. You'd have thought with 1 ball to go in the over, she may, oh, it was while they were fetching the ball anyway. Makes perfect sense now. Claire has far too much experience to miss out on that. Takes the opportunity of a drink. And now we'll have to press the reset button, get her concentration back. And Sarah Forbes will have 1 more delivery in this, her 3rd over. I think just over a run of ball at the moment. Shillington plays that up to Laura Chute. That's a single. The score moves on to 51 for 1, 11 coming off that over. And whereas a couple of overs ago, at the end of 7 overs, YMCA had reached 53 for 1 and Pembroke were 33 for 1. So there was 20 difference at that stage. And here we are now, 2 overs later, and YM had moved on to 59 for 2. and Pembroke are 51 for 1. So it's there or thereabouts. Change of bowling now at the Ed Sports end. As we just take a quick look at the worm whilst YMCA set their field. Yes, you can see that there was a big gap at the start, but as we reach the halfway stage, that gap has closed up considerably. And if it was to keep going at its current rate, one would think that Pembroke would win this in about the 16th over. But things very rarely go at the current rate. Thanks, Jonathan Bell. You're quite right, it was Isabel Jennings. Well, change of bowling then at the Ed Sports end. It's a nice delivery, good line, good length. Just played away by Claire Shillington. Two of the YMCA players have come down from the north today, from the NCU, and so cricket clubs wouldn't have their actual names. So all that we know is that this bowler is called Jocelyn. I'm afraid I don't know her surname. Her teammates are calling her Jocelyn. Jocelyn Wright. I didn't think it was Neve Lowry. Yeah, well, that's why I didn't think it was Neve Lowry. I could also hear them calling. Hit straight to the fielder, but quick call from Claire Shillington, and they make the single safely. Cut away on the offside, straight to the fielder, no run there, even with a slight misfield. And this is proving to be a super over from Wright. Just 2 from the 4 deliveries so far. Again, cut away on the offside. Another single. 3 from the over so far. Big appeal, not out from the umpire, and that sees us through to halfway through the innings. Score then 54 for 1, and Pembroke now 10 runs behind, where YMCA were at the same stage halfway through the innings, although YMCA had lost a second wicket. Well, well, of course, we have the benefit in hindsight of replay after replay, of slow motion, of frame by frame. The umpire doesn't get that. But you judge for yourself here. Does it pitch in line? Pitch is in line. Does it hit her in line? Well, one might say that Isabel Jennings, little fortunate to still be there on 9 off 11 balls, and Alice Tector returns from the SMC end. Shillington plays it out in the offside, would just be a single. As we go into the last 10 overs of this innings, the last 10 overs of this match. Alice Tector only having gone for 6 runs in the 13 balls delivered so far. Well, that's just tickled around the corner. I think the umpire's going to give it as leg byes. And he does. There's another one onto the total. That run rate required, still just under 6.5. Another one played round to the leg side. Square leg will come round and pick it up. But they won't stop another single. Not enough footwork there from Isabel, but either way, it gets through the keeper as well. And that lets them get through for what the umpire will now signal as a bye. Well, Pembroke not too worried about where these runs come from. They'll take everything that's on offer. .56 balls to get 60 runs now. Just tapped into the leg side. They call through for the quick single. Both of them get home safely. And it's a runner ball at the moment for Pembroke. There's Josh Garth saying hello to everyone this evening. Great to see the comments on YouTube. Not exactly flooding in, but there's a few there today. Oh, it's in the air, just outside the bowler's outstretched hand. Was that a chance? Well, it's still a good over. Alice Tector, just 5 coming from it, but only 2 off the bat. And the score... the gap back down to 8 again. Oh, it's too wide. Even the dive wouldn't have got her there, I don't think, because she'd have been diving off her outside foot, not her inside foot.
Very close.
It was closer than you'd want, but you'd also be happy enough as a batsman going, yeah, that was all right. So Claire Shillington face now Jocelyn Wright. Well, that's wide. They'll get that one again. And 2 more will go onto the total. Well, Bannigan and Garth testing each other out. Now Isabel Jennings to face Wright. Well, didn't really get enough on that. Signalled as a wide. I thought it came off her pads. A glove or, you know, something there. But signalled as a wide, and Pembroke won't mind that. 3 runs for this over already. And yet not yet a delivery bowled. Well, Shillington's so awake to every possibility of a single. Another leg bye. This innings should be shown as an example to the women's seconds and thirds on how to pick up runs. Oh. Well, great effort by Laura. You hear it in the crowd, and you hear it here too. Shillington came round on that one very quickly. Well, that was a chance. Good effort. But could it be that that's the opportunity that YMCA needed to take? This one coming off the top of the bat, just running back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice action, nice line and length. She's bowling. It's just unfortunate those ones have gone down the leg side. Another one goes. This time there's bat on it. It's played away. And if you wait for the bad ball, it will come. And it's put away by Jennings for 4 more onto the total. Once again, thank you very much for all of you who have tuned in. All of you who are watching. It does make it a bit nicer to commentate and for Niall to broadcast these pictures when you know that there's somebody else at the other end. Don't be afraid to leave us comments on the chat. Or again, most of you, I suspect, would have my number. I mean telephone. Well, you heard that one on the bat anyway. Well, that's the end of the 12th over. The score has moved on to 68 for 1. Successful over for Pembroke, that one. And they've closed the gap. Back down to 10 runs. They'd still be below on the... Well, that's taking slowness down all the way. Oh, it just fell to the floor. It was close. Clipped around for the 4. That's a super shot, that. Well, these two came together with the score on 27 for 1 when Kathy Murphy departed LBW. And so far, they've put on 41 together. Now, are they just teasing us by putting up Niamh Lowry's name again? Or is this Niamh Lowry? Claire Shillington, well, she's moved on to 33. She had a little spurt in the 20s there, got a score racing up, but it's slowed down again. Mainly because, well, they've not been dot balls. They've been taking byes, leg byes, wides, running on wides. Isabel Jennings, on the other hand, she's moved on to 13 now, providing great support. And Niamh Lowry now from the SMC Print and Design, Greenbush's White Walled End. Bit of a stutter and a run-up. Shillington pulls it out, down towards the Wheelfield Road end. It'll be picked up inside. Robin Lewis doing the fielding. And they pick up 2 more runs. That will take the score from 69, good evening James, on to 71 for 1. Well, Shillington, big swing of the bat this time. That's gone right straight down the ground where the foot of the fielder can do nothing but help it on its way across the rope. 4 more to Shillington, 4 more onto the score. The score moves on to 75 for 1 and Shillington on to 39. Well, it's not DLS. And it's certainly not DRS. But Pembroke now, well, YM were 79 for 3 at the end of this over. And Pembroke now 75 for 1. And, oh, that's a lovely shot from Shillington. That is absolute class. That shows you that, well, she still has the absolute ability and class to bat at the highest level. So self-assured, so self-aware. Looking to win this one for her side. She pushes that out on the offside. It's another boundary. Niamh Lowry, well, this is possibly the toughest assignment she's been handed in her cricketing career. Bowling to Claire Shillington, who has more caps than a Milner's. And a dot ball. Well, that will give Lowry a little bit of heart. Well, there's a picture being taken up at the top. Shillington again pushes it through on the leg side. Lewis picks it up. They'll come back for 2, and that will leave Claire Shillington on 49. It will leave the score on 85 for 1, and that will be 13 overs gone. And for the first time, Pembroke are actually ahead. Oh, just off the fingertips. I didn't realise that was so close. But this shot, just straight down the ground. She knows there's no fielder there. As long as there's no miscue. It's good to see the yellow flowers coming out on the bushes now. I mean, I'm not a horticulturalist myself. I'm not that keen on bushes. But the green one's just showing flicks of yellow now, as the flowers make the most of the summer. Right, Jocelyn Wright again from the Ed Sports end. And that over was a big help to Pembroke. 15 coming from it. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 coming from it. Well, that was 85, of course. So that was the big over that Pembroke needed and were looking for and got. And that's broken the back of the challenge now. You can see the runs required now under even 5. This one gets past Laura, runs away to the boundary. Another 4 for Jennings. That'll take her on 17. It'll take the score on to 89. And Pembroke now, well, they just need 29 from 40 balls. The wind is picking up. The clouds, well, it's getting darker, but it's mainly dark because of the clouds miles away. That one's just wided down the leg side. They take another run as well. They take 2. 3 more onto the total. Score moves on to 92 for 1 as the umpire signals his displeasure to the scorers. Delighted you're watching, James, and enjoying this evening's game, this Premier League game between YMCA and Pembroke in Sydney Parade. And many thanks to the rest of you who have joined in. Bit of hesitation between the 2 bats there, no single taken. It has got very dark and the temperature dropping as if it was about to rain. But at the moment, well, I think we'll get the rest of this game in anyway. Oh, that's a lovely delivery from Wright. Isabel Jennings not really moving her feet. 2 down then. But the score is 92, and that was a stand of 65 between Isabel Jennings and Claire Shillington. And that's super stuff for Jocelyn Wright, as she picks up the second wicket to fall. Just does her for line and length. Super knock from her. 17 for Jennings. And she certainly played her part in that partnership of 65 with Claire Shillington. Johnny Garth is auditioning for Usain Bolt there. So a second wicket down. YMCA capture that second wicket as Isabel Jennings perishes to a lovely delivery from Jocelyn Wright. And that will bring a bit of hope to them. The new bat now coming out to the middle. Emma Mullin. Like her brother. A fine wielder of the willow. I've just been informed that the green bushes with the yellow flowers is St. John's wort. Isn't that a cure for depression? If it is, can we plant some more? St. John's End, St. John's wort. Doesn't that make sense? Thank you very much for that information, Sean Smith. Hypericum perforatum. I prefer St. John's wort. My horticultural musings. Well, it's a full toss and it's taken the edge of the bat and gone flying back over the keeper down towards St. John's wort. And 4 more onto the total, and Claire Shillington reaches her half-century, and well-deserved applause from her teammates. She's seen her side reach 98 for 2 now, and only 20 runs required, and she's moved on to 53 from 39 deliveries. Once again, another spurt of acceleration from her, and that's 50 for Claire Shillington. That's the end of that over, with the score on 98 for 2, and live scoring appears to have absolutely collapsed. There it is. Well, top edge beat the keeper, beat the fielder, beat everyone, and ran away down to the St. John's wort bushes. Dr. James Cresswell adding his halfpenny's worth. Getting more comments about the horticultural stuff going on than anything else. So, Emma Mullin now plays it round on the leg side. Claire Shillington calls it through very quickly for the single. Score moves on to 99. Sarah Forbes now bowling her 4th over. Tempted to go round the wicket now to show Shillington something slightly different. Leave Lowry not returning to the attack. Shillington just plays this one gently out to the offside. Takes the single, and there's 100 runs on the board, 101 runs on the board. Well, 17 now required from 34 balls. Just 3 and over required. And you'd think at this stage, well, Pembroke will get there. It's just a matter of when. Oh, clipped away by Mullin, using the outside edge of the bat, just taking the single. Well, Shillington now playing with supreme confidence, stroking the ball to the parts of the ground she wants to reach. It is getting very dark. Screen doesn't quite show how dark it is. Oh, nice shot from Mullin round to the leg side, and that will race away to the boundary. There's going to be nobody stopping that. 4 more onto the total.
Josh.
4 more onto the total, takes it on to 107. Emma Mullin, she's moved on to 6. And as we saw her celebrate her half-century in that over, it will come as no surprise to hear that Claire Shillington is now on 55 over before, actually. That's a lovely shot from Mullin, kept her eye on the ball, swept it around the corner, and you can see 3 fielders giving up on that very easily. That was always going to make the boundary. Yeah. I mean, it always looks bright when you look at it from the clubhouse when it's dark, but here it's even more obvious. Some alterations in the field. Pembroke now need 11 more. And that will give you some idea of how dark it actually is how bright the scoreboard is. Just played into the offside. It's straight to the fielder, but Shillington takes on the arm. Safely home. Played away again on the offside. Mullin does favour that shot. Down towards third. They pick up 2, and just the 2. And Pembroke now need 8 runs. This will allow Pembroke to record a league double over YMCA, having beaten them over there a few weeks ago in Claremont Road. There's a call for a single by Shillington. Mullin makes it easily. 1-1-1 for 2. Well, I don't think there's any doubt at this stage that Pembroke are going to reach their total. 7 more required, 8 wickets in hand, and even 27 balls in which to get them. Well, if they don't reach it, I'll be most surprised. Kate McAvoy now, of course, back at the Ed Sports end. Dramatic pause. Oh, it will one day. Yeah, it will one day come back to bite us. Oh, that's unfortunate. Keeper throws her head back. Well, that could have seen the end of Claire Shillington. And Noel would have been right. It would have been my curse that had done it to her. And McAvoy now coming in for the last ball of her third over. She's bowled very well tonight. This time, well fielded by Laura Chute. As Shillington just leaned back and played it round the corner. Took the single. That's the end of the over. Score 1-1-2 for 2 after 16. Oh, did it take the edge? And I don't know, so how are you going to know? So as you see from the bottom of your screen now, just 6 runs required from 4 overs. I don't know how long those yellow flowers are going to last. I do know those bushes need a good pruning. We'll have to get Charlie onto that one. He knows how to prune a bush. We wanted them individual, because then you could say, I want you to put it at the one that looks like. Cutting them in uniform is so boring anyway. Alice Tector now for her 4th over. Well, this Pembroke innings has been a very steady accumulation of runs. There, Shillington has been there from the start. Her first partner was Kathy Murphy. They put on 27. Oh, again, a beautiful shot. Fielder will stop it, but she knows just where to place it. Takes another single. After that, Isabel Jennings was misidentified for a while. And my apologies to her for that. But herself and Claire Shillington then put on 65 and took the score up to 92 for 2. And since then, Emma Mullin and Claire Shillington have been together. And as you can see, they've put on, well, it was 21. I think you can now call it 25. So the scores are level. Emma Mullin cracking one through behind square on the offside. Super shot, that. Well, the wind is starting to pick up now. It's that time of the evening. It's coming in from the northwest. As Mullin plays one out on the offside, it's fielded cleanly, but they get through for the single. And Pembroke have won by 8 wickets. Certainly my player of the match, I don't think there'll be any doubt. Yours as well, I hope. If you don't agree, do let me know. But the difference between the two sides tonight was experience and class. And that's what Claire Shillington brought to the party. She ended up with 58 from 47 deliveries and steered her side home beautifully. She did give a chance, but it wasn't too much of a chance. And it means that Pembroke walk away with very good points.
The one I think you're talking about, she smashed us.
Laura Chute with a damaged hand. That's from her effort at catching Claire Shillington. And it looks like it's quite a painful blow she took as the 2 Pembroke bats make their way back to the sideline. Kathy Murphy opened up with Claire Shillington. And Isabel Jennings, of course, with that massive stand that really broke the back of the chase as far as Pembroke were concerned. So many thanks to YMCA and indeed to Pembroke for providing us with this evening's entertainment. We'll just take you through the Pembroke card while the players do their thing. The next broadcast on this YouTube channel will, of course, be on Saturday when the first 11 take on civil service. I thought you were going to just keep them out of shot all the way. There is the Pembroke card for you. Claire Shillington, 58 from 47, not out at the end. Well, Kathy Murphy may have only got 9, but between them they put on 27 for that first wicket and gave Pembroke a very good start before she was clearly LBW to Robin Lewis. Isabel Jennings then provided such support for Claire Shillington through the middle overs. The two of them put on 65 for that second wicket. And the score when Isabel Jennings finally was bowled by Jocelyn Wright, having scored 17, including a lovely 4 round to the pavilion. The score at that stage was 92 for 2. And then see at home, Emma Mullen came out and she's hit 14 from just 8 deliveries. And Pembroke scored at a run rate just above 7. Well, they got there with 3 overs to spare, 3.2 overs to spare. And here now, we'll have a look at the worm, just because I do like the worm. Wow, wasn't that some acceleration? At one stage, Pembroke were 20 runs behind. The same point as YMCA, but they've reached the finish line much quicker and with less dots. Well, super game of cricket, that. Good way to start your weekend if you're off tomorrow. And if you're not off tomorrow, well, at least the thought of cricket at the weekend will get you through. Cover's being brought on now, as Niall will show you the highlights of the game. So I'll leave you with the highlights. You can commentate on them yourself. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. As I say, our next broadcast is on Saturday, when the first 11 will be playing in the Championship against Civil Service. So if you're not coming down, do tune in. Graham, enjoy your holiday. James, giggity. And Sean, thank you for the horticultural advice.